Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's me, Mary, and I am here on this thirsty Thursday night, July 10th, with tonight's jam packed edition of 90 Day Oy Vey. So, spooky trash, you better have your joint lit for this one. So, first off, we have an exclusive, a Kiki and Kibitz exclusive. Is Rose being exploited? Yeah. And I have an update on Leida's baby. So first I want to say hi to all that are in the live chat right now. Hi Spooky Trash. Hi Deirdre. Hi OK1 Baby. Hi Rosanna. Hi Natalie. Hi Menopausal Queen. Girl, today has been a crazy day. She's been on this ride with me today. Today has been a really crazy day in more ways than one. Okay, so I'm just taking a pull of the joint before I hop into it. Hi, A Chico 21. I'm sorry if I'm torturing your YouTube handle. Hi, Xavier. Thank you for joining me. So let me just adjust my ring light. It's like right in my face for some reason. Okay, so is Rose being exploited? And we have an update on Lita's baby. But first, we're going to start off with this season of Happily Ever After, which premiered this past Sunday. And I'm just going to rip the band aid off for you guys, okay? Kara and Guillermo are no longer following each other. Are you guys surprised? I'm really not, okay? Because we all know that they're no longer together. But I guess we're going to see this, like, you know, this whole storyline unfold in front of us this season of Happily Ever After. But I'm just ripping the band-aid off. They no longer follow each other. Okay, Kara is doing her thing, being a real estate agent. Guillermo hanging out with Nico on the beach. They are definitely no longer a couple. So now Kara has started up her spicy page. Like she says, she is back with a vengeance. Okay, she came back with a vengeance, you guys. So I guess that's another supplemental source of income for her. Hey, why not? You know, Guillermo, yes, he had no motivation, and when he did decide to get some motivation, he went about it the whole. Um, he went about it all the wrong way, in my opinion. Okay, it's cool. You want to be a pilot, but you have to have a plan, right? You have a child, you have a wife. You can't just quit your job that provides health benefits. What she said that he quit his job that provided health benefits, I was like, "Oh boy. Okay." So then quit your job, and then you have to go to pilot school, and you have to do, all this stuff in order to be a pilot. Where is all this money going to come from? So I kind of get Kara's thing, but Kara is an OnlyFans content creator, and she is also pursuing her own music career. So it's kind of like both sides of the coin type thing. Yes, she is an OnlyFans page, a spicy page just like Rose, but we're gonna get into Rose's spicy page in a second. Okay, so now for this season we have a thruple, but it's not like last season's thruple. Okay, it's three couples instead of three people: Andre and Elizabeth, Lauren and Alex, and Yara and Jovi. And episode one was a shit show with the three of them. So let's see who still follows who. As for Elizabeth, she follows Yara, she follows Jovi, but she doesn't follow Alex and Lauren. Isn't that interesting, you guys? Didn't her and Lauren say that they were like besties? And now they no longer follow each other. Okay, as for Andre, he follows Lauren, he follows Alex, he follows Jovi, he follows Yara, which I find that even more highly amusing because you would think Andre wouldn't be following anybody, but he follows Lauren and Alex. Okay, so Lauren and Alex, who are they following and not following? Lauren, she is not following Elizabeth. She is not following Andre. She is not following Jovi, but she follows Yara. Okay, Alex does not follow Elizabeth. He follows Andre. He does not follow Jovi. And he does not follow Yara. I find this shit kind of interesting. Okay. So now, Jovi and Yara, who do they follow and not follow? So we have Yara. She follows Lauren. She does not follow Alex though. She follows Andre, but she doesn't and she does follow Elizabeth. Jovi does not follow Lauren or Alex, okay? And he follows Elizabeth and he follows Andre. So the thruple couples of this season already we see. Lauren and Alex are not really popular, okay? And yeah, my reaction was Yara's reaction. What the fuck is going on at this housewarming party? Noga, Lauren's friend, got way too worked up and stomped out of the room. It's like, okay, hi Maria, I dropped the mic. So, speaking of Lauren and her not getting along with people, because it seems like Lauren doesn't get along with people. Thais took to the gram. And the one thing I gotta say about Thais, she's not that like messy cast member that's always in a beef with someone or I don't know, like a meanie or Danielle. You know, she's not messy like that. Okay. You know, if she's taking to her stories and she's posting about something, she is really pissed the fuck off because her posts are usually about her hair, her nails, and her daughter. Okay, let's be straight up. Her nails, her hair, her skin, and her baby. That's what her posts are basically all about. So she took to the gram and she was mad AF. Okay, so she says, Lauren got mad. I was on Pillow Talk and decided to send a message to me and my family trying to intimidate me. So then you see it's DM from Lauren to Patrick. Hi, Patrick. So, I sent a message to your wife, and I'm hoping you could relay this one to her as she never responds to me. I have never spoken bad about her. I am in Israel right now and have gotten multiple in all caps, messages saying she's running her mouth poorly about me, I guess, on Pillow Talk. I don't know what her damn problem is with me, but I appreciate it if she shut your mouth about me. I think she meant her mouth about me. I have never had anything to do with her, nor do I now. So I'm not sure what her deal is towards me, but I appreciate it so much. Thanks. So my first reaction to this is, oh no, Lauren. You did not message Thais' husband. Okay. That's like Angela or Jasmine messaging my husband and telling my husband to tell me to leave them alone. No, 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 no. Okay. And if she's not responding to you, she's not responding to you. So Thais then took to her story. And like I said, you notice she's pissed the fuck off. Okay. So let's all hear what Thais has to say about Lauren. Lauren just seems to have, I don't know, problems getting along on the.
I just want to come here real quick to address what I posted to you guys earlier because I know I got, oh my God, so many. You guys know that I never came here on Instagram to talk about anyone, to fight with people. That's not how I like, my Instagram. I don't like the negativity here. But like something is just enough, right? So Lauren has messaged me multiple times. I never responded. Like, I always ignore her because she wasn't nice. She was just looking for trouble. Just woke up and saw like this message that she sent to Patrick and to me. Like, who does that? Who does that? And a lot of you is asking what I answered her. I didn't answer her anything. I ignored her like I always do. Why? Because she's a clown to me. I'm not gonna answer her. I don't like her. I don't have to talk to her. So she sent this message to me and Patrick just because she was assuming I was talking about her. She was like, "Ah, some people was DMing me. Who sent a message to someone, a rude message like that, aggressive, just because you were assuming." Now she's gonna learn how to stay in her line, mind her business, and not be rude to people. She's gonna have to say in my face to shut me up in my face.
Those sound like fighting words. And honestly, I don't blame her because that was a really, really fucked up move on Lauren's part. And she's absolutely right. Lauren's on a family vacation in Israel with her family. Did she even watch the Pillow Talk segment that supposedly got her so worked up? Because I did. And um Thais didn't say anything. All she said was when they were watching the scene where Lauren was flipping out on Andre and Noga was getting all mad and they were all flipping out. Well, all Thais said was she has seen this version of Lauren before. And Emily was like, "Oh, so you must be triggered." And she was kind of like, "Yeah, a little bit." That's all she really said. She wasn't like trash talking her. Patrick was more trash talking her than Thais was. So that's all Thais really said directly about Lauren. So, you know what they say when you assume Lauren, you make an ass out of you and me. Just saying. So that is the whole Thais and Lauren controversy. Lauren still hasn't responded. You know she will soon. And I'll let you guys know what the hell she has to say. Spoiler alert, Andre and Elizabeth still haven't moved to Moldova. They celebrated the 4th of July in Florida with Chuck. So there you go. The one thing about Andre, he doesn't mince words. He doesn't give a fuck. And that shit cracks me up because, in a way, he reminds me of my husband. If my husband starts off a sentence with no offense, but you better prepare yourself to be offended because he will say the most offensive thing. But that's just my hubby, and that's why I love him. Don't get me wrong. Andre is misogynistic, obnoxious, and a lot of the times, let's not say sometimes, a lot of the times not so nice to Elizabeth. But he has one-liners and he could be funny as fuck. Okay? So, Andre had a response to a couple of questions and answers, and one was about Noga, okay, Lauren's friend, and why she got herself so worked up. So here is Andre.
So, hey, I don't lose sleep over this hate thing. People don't even know me. They hate loud, but I love louder. Funny how the loudest one hating are the ones watching from the sidelines, right? Yes. Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. Alexei told me that she got out of an abusive relationship. So maybe she's just mad at the world. And unfortunately, I was standing in the way of her healing journey. Plus, when you're a wannabe therapist, she actually is a therapist, with more issues than your future clients, I guess lashing out becomes part of a process. Might want to ask for your money back. But if you're keeping it real, she's just not that bright.
I listen, one thing you got to say about Andre, he says it with his whole chest. He doesn't mince words. Um, I just saw a comment that Andre will never move from the Bank of Chuck. And yes, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Okay. Because, we need the Bank of Chuck. See, that's what I'm talking about, Denise. I like Andre, but I don't like his misogyny. And I don't like the way he talks to Elizabeth. Okay. That shit pisses me off. But he's funny as fuck sometimes. He really is. He's funny as fuck. Okay, so moving on, of course, we have Jazzy and Maddie. Don't get me wrong, Matilda is beautiful. She is beautiful. She's getting bigger and bigger. Looks just like Daddy's twin. Okay, but I'm sorry, Jasmine. I know you're a new mom and everything, and you're an influencer, but we really don't want to see 60 pictures a day of your baby. And I'm sure your baby doesn't appreciate the camera in her face 60 times a day. And Jasmine and Matt went to Vegas. Okay. I want to know what is up with this shirt she's fucking wearing. And of course, she has to throw shade at Chino. The best kind of love starts with friendship, no pretending, just two souls who truly see each other. That's us. So she goes from, hinting around that they're having issues to him being the best dude in the whole wide world. Okay, so, if you're wondering if Matt proposed in Vegas, okay, this is her answer. You don't want to know what Matt proposed during this trip, but I said no, I have never tried before and it makes me scared. And then she put a peach emoji. Matt, you're naughty. Yeah, okay, Jasmine, TMI, no thanks. Now, you guys know that this season of Happily Ever After, I really, really don't give a fuck about it. Like, I really don't give a fuck about Tiger Lily and her whole scene next week where Adnan calls her a demon because we all know she winds up converting anyway. She will have as many children as she's blessed with. I really don't give a fuck, but for you guys because I love all you guys so much and you guys support me so much. I am taking one for the team this season, okay? I will be recapping every episode of Happily Ever After in 900 seconds. That's approximately 15 minutes. So I will take that 2 hour episode and condense it to 15 minutes. I may go over a little bit, but trust me, it won't be long. So you guys will just get your quick hit of what you need to know about Happily Ever After every week. I am taking one for the team, you guys. So, like I said, I'm only doing it because I love you guys so much because my interest in this season is fading faster than Adnan's hairline. And it's only fucking episode 1. Okay? So, Usman, who doesn't understand what bisexual meant. I call bullshit. Kelly calls bullshit if you watched our recap last night. Because the international superstar never met a bisexual woman. Okay. Now, poor Nikki, she decided to post to her stories, because Usman is such an idiot. And so there we go. She says, public service announcement. I know I do not fit the stereotype of a bisexual woman. That's the thing about LGBTQ plus is that everyone wants to put you in a box. I have been out for 7 years now, but I always knew I did not lie for TV. I'm not sure who would choose to experience extra hate just for one moment on TV. People thinking I said that to create mystery has obviously never felt the confusion and hate that comes along with it. I am not the stereotype, but I am part of the community. I don't have to have rainbows in my bio for anyone to believe me. I know who I am. You are damn right, girl. Also, I would marry a woman, be in a relationship with a woman. That does not mean I am down to join in on your relationship or that I'm only sexually, physically attracted to women. I think the over sexualization of bisexuals is embarrassing as a culture. Girl, I get you. I get you and I get your message. Okay. And the way Usman reacted that she was bisexual just made it worse. Okay, so Nikki, I hear you. Did you know Nikki has a swimwear line? Now you do. And it does have a couple of cute pieces. So go check out her IG for her swimwear line. Daisy Avenue Swim on IG. It's right there. So go check it out. And this isn't a good representation on how she was basically a pawn in Usman's play to get Courtney, which I believe is 90 days scripted bullshit. Okay. Kelly and I talk about it during our recap, but yeah. I don't believe that Usman and Courtney are actually a couple, ever were a couple, and never will be a couple. Tiffany has she spent a family day at the lake and she wants her to start her own fashion line. I bet you it'll be a lot of off the shoulder shirts. Now, I want to see more singles. More May, less Jennifer. Do you guys agree with that at least? I would want to see more of May and less of this Colombian pain in the ass. I mean, she's like an infection. She's everywhere causing drama. It's like, please, enough. We have a throwback of Cold with Mama Debbie, and I'm gonna keep saying this. I want to see more single time. I want the singles to get screen time. I mean, like this scene, 2 seconds, 2 seconds, and they were gone. Like, what the fuck? So if you haven't checked out my recap with Kelly for Hunt or Hump for Love, please do because Kelly has lots of opinions on this episode, and we all know how funny Kelly is. Okay, Kelly's funny AF. So now, first off, everyone, David and Annie need prayers for their precious baby girl. She is going to be hospitalized for 5 days. She is suffering from RSV, which I forgot to Google because I know what it is, but I don't know what it is. So let me Google it so I don't sound like an idiot. So the baby has RSV and she's going to be hospitalized. And RSV or respiratory synthetical virus is a common respiratory virus that causes mild cold like symptoms. However, it could be more severe, especially in infants and older adults, potentially leading to hospitalization and, in rare cases, even death. So please keep them in your prayers. Um, Now, I have an update on a story that I started talking about in my last 90-day Oy vey. Lita and the domestic violence that she had on the 4th of July with Eric. And at the time, I didn't have confirmation, but thanks to Maria at Drop the Mic, I had, word on the street that Lita's baby passed away on Sunday night and Lita deactivated her social media accounts on Monday, I believe it was. So everything was just kind of up in the air. And personally, I didn't want to say anything until it was announced by Lita or Eric. Well, Guys, Eric announced it on Facebook today. Okay. So Eric's Facebook post said, "It destroys me and shatters my world to announce that over the weekend, tragedy has struck. Yesterday at 12:53 p.m., after 5 days on life support, my beloved daughter, little Elisa Eleanor Rosenbrook, slipped the Shirley bonds to join her grandfather Tom. I do not want well wishes or questions. I will not answer anything, read, or reply. I ask just for prayers for her." So, first of all, when I saw this Facebook post, my heart sunk because, in a way, I was kind of hoping that Lita was lying. The baby didn't die. Everything's okay. Like anything but the baby passing away. And then when I saw this Facebook post from Eric, my heart sunk. But then when I really read the post, I said, wait a second. So he said after 5 days on life support, yesterday his little girl died. So then that would have made it on Wednesday, July 9th. But Lita told Maria and left her some voice messages that I'm going to play for you guys on Sunday evening. Okay. And I was actually watching this unfold real time, by the way. Maria was kind enough to let me know what was going on. And basically, we were chatting when Lita let her know that the baby passed away. But this was all on Sunday evening. Okay. So I'm going to share the messages that Maria was so kind to share with me. I made a Instagram post today about this, and let me. Okay, so this is the first voice message on Sunday.
Tired. I'm just tired. I mean, I've been crying nights, days, you know. I mean, I accept it, like completely like accept it because I knew that I lost her. But as soon as the doctor says like there were a fracture on her back, and that's why I suspect, all of us suspect that that's kind of like related to what Eric did to me. Because when he hits me, even right now, like I still unable to feel my left face, and then exactly like there's a nerve damage that the doctor said to me when I got myself checked, and that's that. So imagine if it's because I didn't see. Okay, I didn't see if he hits Alyssa or not. But imagine if he did. It's really like it's kind of like related, but I'm not accusing. I'm just saying what happened, and that's that. But before I know, but before we find out if he is the cause, I will file restraining order against him because guess what? I want to get myself protected. I want to.
Okay, first of all, I don't know what's going on in the comments, but these are voice messages that Lita left with Maria, a content creator like myself. And I'm sorry, when you're a cast member and you leave messages or DM a blogger like me, unless you specifically tell us not to share it, then you have to assume that we're going to share it because that's just what we are. Okay? So I don't know what all this is going on in my comments, but these are messages that Lita herself left a content creator, and the content creator shared them with me. So if anybody's in trouble here, I guess it's me. Send them over to me. I'll deal with it. Okay. Now, can we continue and focus on the story at hand here? Because I am trying to tell a story. Seriously. Okay. So this is the second message. Now, mind you, Lita's daughter just passed away, according to her, and she is leaving voice messages for a blogger. This is the story that I'm trying to get across. Now, can we continue and listen to these messages? Thank you.
get my son and I protected. This is a contingency. This is serious. This is want you to get killed, Leida. Go fucking home now. And I was like, I can't, Dad. I still have court to do. I still have a lot of things to do. So that's that. That's where we are right now, Maria. I mean, I know that she's. I know that she's also 5, but at that time, before I spoke to my dad, I still not accepting it. But after I talked to my dad, and you know, I no longer resent my dad, and we basically reconcile. I feel good, and then I accept it. But now my grief, I'm done grieving. My focus is on justice. That's it. Because I want to know. I never dropped the baby. And the baby was so fine. Could see her still moving legs before I found her like, unresponsive. And I had to call 911 and everything like that. Once they mentioned about the fractures on the back, that's the reason why we suspect something happened when Eric hit me on the face. Because if it's make my left face numb, and then like damage my facial nerve, what do you think is gonna happen to damage my baby? Of course something's gonna happen too. If it happened, if he did hit that accidentally or something like that, I didn't know, I didn't see because my eyes was closed. So this is why I request immediate autopsy. Immediate, because it will help the police anyway. I want to know, because I don't want to live, blaming myself forever. No, this is not my fault. Never be my fault.
I don't know if you guys heard, because in the beginning of the little drama that was going on, but in the first voice message, she said the baby had a back fracture. Okay, so keep that in mind. The first message, she said the baby had a back fracture, and the doctors, said that they were going to investigate.
Yeah, Maria. I mean, we can go live. I mean, I can jump on your YouTube. Tomorrow, I don't know if it's 10:30. Your time is 9:30. My time is gonna be if I even available, because at 8 Central Time, my time, which is 9 your time, your Eastern, right, EST. I will have to be at the court. I have to file a restraining order first. That's my plan at 8. And 8:30, I will have my psychiatrist, my appointment with my psychiatrist, like for half an hour. So that's that. I'm kind of like occupied, but we will try to find way our time tomorrow, because the hospital provide me hotel until I check out on basically Wednesday. But I want to get everything done at my county. It's like an hour and a half drive. Jesus Christ. Tomorrow before I come back here, because it's a lot. It's a lot of driving, So that's that. But let me know if you can do it afternoon or something like that. We can try to working on it, or be like during evening time, when when we are free, or when I don't know about the schedule, but when I'm free, basically during the evening time, yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so first off, I want to say that if my baby died, if my 5-week-old baby died, I would not be talking to a blogger. I wouldn't be talking to anybody. I would be on the floor of the hospital screaming my head off, and they would probably have to throw me in a padded room. She sounds way too calm for someone who just lost a baby. And as a blogger, and this is coming from Messy Mary, I mean, I bring you guys the gossip. Who the fuck wants to go live after their baby dies? This is Sunday night. Okay? Sunday, what was Sunday? Sunday was July 6th. Sunday, July 6th. Okay? She is chatting with Maria, drop the mic, like nothing happened. Okay? So now these are some messages, DMs between Drop the Mic and Maria. And if sharing these, whatever, then I'll get into trouble for it. Because unless the cast member specifically tells the blogger, listen, let's keep this between us, don't share this, then you have to assume as a cast member anything you tell a blogger is going to be put out there. So blame me. I'll take the blame. Okay. Anyway, so Leida DMs Maria on Sunday night. Okay. First, she said, I'm at the big hospital now. Just got here. My baby got here 25 minutes ago. Maria says, please keep me updated. So Leida says she's very ill, Maria. She is critical. Her brain is swollen because not enough oxygen. Maria says, oh my God, this is terrible, terrible. Praying for her. Please, please pray for Delisa. And Maria says, absolutely, I am. So, first, in a voice message, she's saying a back fracture. And then here she says the baby's brain is swollen from lack of oxygen. Okay, so then, and mind you, she is DMing a blogger. No offense, Maria, okay? But who the fuck DMs a blogger after you lose your baby or when your baby's in critical condition? Like, seriously. Anyway, so then Maria says, I'm praying for a miracle. And then she asks Maria, do you want to do a live for me, Maria? I may be emotional, but I'm tired of crying the whole time. So Maria's like, we can do one tomorrow morning if you want, around 10:30. I'll be home late. Then the next thing is, Maria, my baby is in heaven. And it was like, what? I'm seeing this all unfold in real time. And all I keep thinking is, why is this woman chatting so casually with a blogger like she's talking about the weather when she's talking about her baby who now just passed? Okay. So the next time Maria hears from Leida, Leida's letting her know that she's going to shut down her social media for a bit and she would get in contact with her. Her last Instagram story was, God, I accept. Okay, so now this is the question, because Leida, now Maria, tell me if I'm getting this wrong. From what I understand, Leida took the baby to the emergency room on Saturday because the day after the incident, which was on the 4th of July, early morning, July 5th, the baby was fine. And then she woke up, I believe, on Saturday, and the baby was unresponsive, or Sunday. Maria, let me know if I'm getting this wrong. Okay. Eric was released on Tuesday. Okay. So yes, he was in jail when Leida took the baby to the emergency room. But she is alluding that um she was holding the baby when Eric slapped her. I'm getting to that point in a second. Okay. So then she posted to her story, I would say a couple of minutes after she told Maria, she posted, God, I accept. Then we don't hear from her again until the next day, where her major concerns are about haters on the internet, and then she decides that she is deactivating her Instagram. I want you guys to listen to and see how she's acting, her demeanor. Um, and this is about 24 hours after her baby died, I guess. Okay, so let me share this. And her son is in the back seat most of the times when she's doing these stories and talking about what happened with the domestic violence between her and Eric. Her son is sitting in the back seat. Okay, so this is Leida's last Instagram story before she deactivated her account.
He's drunk. And then
I'm sorry. This is actually where she says that Eric slapped her while she was holding the baby.
And then the thing is really sneaky from him is he knows that I'm actually self-harm. So he's using that. He's using my self-harm issue as his shield, and he can use an excuse like, oh, I'm just disarm her. I'm just like trying to disarm her. That's why I grab her waist. Not the case. Like today, I was holding my baby. He's not disarming at all. He just like slapped my face because I told him to just stop drinking, and then he went crazy. He went upset, mad, like rage, saying like the drinks are not the problem. I'm the problem. Like how? How am I the problem? I was just like reminding him like, hey, if you drink, you're gonna lose control. You're gonna, a little bit like an asshole, like being easily agitated.
Okay.
All I can say that I feel betrayed, but I think I'm just gonna close my Instagram for good because too many hateful people as well, and you know this social media there are so many hateful people. So there's no reason for me to even like exist there because that's so
And this is the morning after her baby died on when she told Maria that her baby died on Sunday. Okay, and she's in her car. Her son is in the back seat. You'll see him for like a fleeting second. If you blink, you miss him. But yeah, this is what she's concerned about. Okay.
hateful and so toxic. Um, even though I'm having like really bad experience, like really really bad, nobody cares. Of course, nobody cares. I should know better, but sometimes I just wanna, like tell people out there, hopefully like raise awareness. But I think that's all. I will shut it down. I'm just done crying. I mean, I don't want to show to random stranger people out there. I'm crying, because I'm at the point like I'm tired crying. I'm tired being sad. I will be sad forever, but I'm not going to like show it, especially in here. But there are many people that know exactly my sadness, the level of my sadness, and I think these people that saw me in person, how heartbroken I am, they know exactly what's going on. I
I'm sorry, guys. Is it just me, or does she not seem very heartbroken at all?
I'm not necessarily need to do this online because I don't think that is going to benefit me at all. Plus, there are so many people that really hateful. Even though I'm at this position, they still hate me, and they still, you know, I have no idea why. Maybe because I'm naturally hated. I don't know. But that's why I'm thinking like just
This is what she's fucking worried about. Being, quote, naturally hated. Oh my God. Okay, it's just a few more seconds, guys. I promise.
shut it down for good because there's no point. There's no purpose. It's just so toxic. I mean, there are so many like funny stuff that I can just scroll back, but other than that, there's nothing. I have nothing to share as well because I see there's no purpose. There's no purpose. So
You see him, guys? Her son is in the back seat.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So I got this from Reddit, from the 90 Day Fiance Uncensored community group. This is a public notification of a child death, serious injury, or egregious incident. It has a case tracking number. The date of public notification is 7/7/2025. The Division of Safety and Permanence, DSP, has received notification that a child death, serious injury, or egregious incident has occurred and maltreatment is suspected or that a child placed in out of home care has died and suicide is suspected. So now, here we go. The date of the incident is listed as July 5th. Now, Eric was arrested in the early morning hours of July 5th. The fireworks started on July 4th and went over into the early morning hours of the 5th. Okay, as you'll see on his mugshot in a second. So it says child information. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Suspected incident description and serious injury as confirmed by a physician is marked off. Child information, 5 weeks. Gender, female. Child residence, in home, DCF action, practice review. Agencies responsible for this case or cooperating with the DSP review: Adams County Health and Human Services Department. So, I told you guys I had quite a crazy day today. I'm going to do a quick Google search here. Okay, DCF practice review could refer to a few different processes depending on the specific content. So basically, this is involving child protective services. And yeah, so basically, as we all could have guessed it, child protective services is involved now. And Leida's son may be taken away from them. Okay. I mean, I'm not an expert, I don't work in that field, but it seems like there is something going on behind those doors, and that little boy's safety may be in danger, in my opinion. Okay. And I think, a lot of you have the same opinion. So, like I said, Eric was arrested in the early morning hours of July 5th at 2:41 a.m., and he was charged with domestic battery and domestic disorderly conduct. Okay, so now on the 9th, his attorney put in an order to seal document and a motion to seal document for state of Wisconsin. Don't quite understand or know what that is yet. Then it says defendant, this is the signature bond set for Rosenbrook Eric. Defendant shall not possess or consume any intoxicant, and defendant shall not be on the premises of any bar or tavern or any establishment which has a primary purpose of serving alcohol except as necessary for employment purposes. Defendant shall have no contact with the following named person or their residence, and it says LNM 51389, except the victim may waive the no contact provision by filing written permission for solid contact with the clerk of circuit court's office upon proof of a completion of a safety plan with Hope House, and except for purpose of visitation of their child in common in the hospital. So basically, um, a condition of his bond was Lita would have to file for a waiver to allow him, to be near her when it came to visiting their child in the hospital. Now, Alita posted what she calls evidence. Okay. She is like, this is Eric passed out in the car drunk. I was just concerned about him, and this is why he turned around and slapped me in my face while I was holding my little girl. All I have to say is this whole thing is so sus to me, and my heart goes out to that innocent little baby. Okay. And she is the real victim of all this. I mean, yes, Lita did suffer DV at the hands of Eric. Her words, Eric slapped her while she was holding the baby. But the real victim in all this is that poor, innocent little baby. Rest in peace, Alyssa Rosenbrook. This is so sad. Like, as a mother, this tears my heart out of my chest. And just the way everything is so suspicious and fishy. And honestly, I couldn't give a shit about the content creator drama behind it. Okay, I just think that it's important to put this out there and to tell the story just for this innocent little baby. She was only 5 weeks old. Okay. So I don't care about the drama of the people or the person involved with this story. Okay. Maria and we get along perfectly fine. And I appreciate Maria for bringing me in on the story. Okay. I think it's important that we tell the story for this little innocent girl. Okay. So that's basically it. Now, is Rose being exploited? I told you guys I've had a really busy day. Okay. So I got a tip that basically Rose, falling down the hole of doing her spicy page. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. So Rose, as we all know, started in OnlyFans. Now, did she start the OnlyFans because allegedly she has a debt that she needs to pay off? Okay, let's start unpeeling the story. I'm telling you, the story is like an onion. You just keep peeling it back. So it all started off when Rose allegedly gave her sister a huge sum of money to invest in, I believe it was beauty products. I'm not really sure, but to invest in something, okay? And it fell through and all the money was gone. Okay? So that was the first big financial hit Rose took. Then allegedly, after a great start, her beauty products are not doing so well anymore. Okay, she's not on TV. She's so they're not selling so well anymore. You know what I mean? Okay, so suddenly she's on OnlyFans. TMZ's reporting about it. Her subscription fee, guys, her subscription fee is $24.99 a month, which is actually on the high end because most of the 90-day cast members do $14.99 a month. So, yeah, she must have some spicy, super duper spicy content for her to think that she could justify a $24.99 a month subscription. But okay, she's on OnlyFans. She says, Rose Vega, reality TV alum, island daydreamer, confidence coach. This is where filters drop and real convo begins. Remember that. Filters drop and real convo begins. Dive into daily diaries, lingerie polls, and spur of the moment lives. Have a question? Slide in. I answer every message. Ready to discover me in ways Instagram could never show? Let's chat. So, as her post on Instagram became more spicier, the fans concerned, they were just concerned about her. So one person said, the downfall of Rose, and she said, because I'm dancing. And someone says, Rose, this isn't you, Rose. You should resume your other businesses, your beauty brand, vape shop. You could build of so much more bigger than this, having actual customers and not these weirdos who are only here to stare at women. So someone else said this is giving hostage vibes. And Rose replies, bad words, don't say that, grandma. So someone else said, I thought Rose had a successful business. What happened? And Rose replies, I have no problem at all. I'm just enjoying life because I won't be young forever. Ha ha. Enjoy your life while we're still in this world, right? So someone else asks Rose, what does your son say about all of that stuff? And she replies, he's 10 years old. What do you think? So now a fan tries to reason with her and says, Rose, part of it is not hate. It is just weird to be casually following someone on Instagram and suddenly getting posts inviting you to pay for spicy stuff. If that was not their initial way of posting when you followed said person. I want to support you, but I don't think you have the same target audience anymore. And I, at least, feel awkward seeing your post. Reply, sent you a message. Check it out. It's like, what in the actual fuck is going on here? Well, according to the tip that I received, and mind you, this is all alleged. Okay, allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. Thank you, Lady E. Portland, so much for the super sticker. Thank you, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Allegedly, this is the woman who is controlling Rose's social media. Okay, now you know how I said Rose lost a bunch of money that she gave to her sister, and her sister invested it in something, and now it's all gone? Well, allegedly, Rose owes this person X amount of dollars. I don't know exactly how much, but it's a pretty decent amount from what I understand. Um, this cousin lives in the United States. Okay. She is, from the Philippines, but she is married to an American citizen, lives in the United States, had a beauty line at one point. Okay. And her beauty line failed. So Rose allegedly owes her a X amount of dollars. And allegedly, when you think you're talking to Rose, you are not talking to Rose. You are just talking to a bunch of random dudes or this person. Okay? And from what I understand, this person is the one that set up the OnlyFans content creator account for Rose, because technically you're not allowed to be an OnlyFans content creator in the Philippines. Did you know that? So like you could subscribe to an OnlyFans account, but you cannot be an OnlyFans content creator in the Philippines. So since that little technicality, allegedly this woman opened up an account using her ID and her personal information, and all the money is going into her bank account. Rose will see some of it, but most of it is going to her. My question is she being exploited by her cousin? Okay. Does Rose even know how much she's making? Probably not. If this woman has access to her account and she's the only one that has access, and all Rose is doing is providing the actual content, I doubt, but this is my opinion. Okay. I doubt that Rose knows how much she's making. And she has probably paid off this debt and didn't even know it. And this woman is taking advantage and exploiting her. My opinion. Okay, because how much could this debt be that Rose felt the need? The only way she could pay it off is through spicy content. And, she's technically breaking a law in the Philippines because you're technically not supposed to be a OnlyFans content creator. So, yeah, this is all messy, messy, messy. And I just hope, Rose just gets her shit together. Okay, she is losing like her main base of followers. They're not haters. They're just people who started following her, like the last fan said, from the beginning when she was targeting a specific audience. And now she is just going totally to the left from, her specific targeted audience. And it's just weird and awkward. And I really hope that she is doing it truly because she wants to and not because she feels like she has to. This is her only way to pay off the debt. And honestly, I feel like if that is the case, she is being exploited. And it's fucking sad. So, if I have any more updates, I will let you guys know. Now, do you guys remember Erica, the one that was with Fart Girl Stephanie during your season? She had a breakup in January. She was with this dude. He's not a 90-day person or anything. He was just a regular person. Okay. So I'm just gonna tell you her story in Cliff Notes. So she was with this dude for 5 years. They lived together. Apparently, everything was in his name. Okay. The house was in his name. The car was in his name. I don't understand why. If she was contributing financially, like she said she was, she makes her own jewelry. She has a fashion line. Before her whole world imploded, she bought this fancy laser cutting machine, which would help her produce jewelry quicker, more efficient. Her business was booming. And then in the beginning of the year, her and her boyfriend broke up, and her boyfriend kicked her out, and she had to move like 5 hours across country, go to live with her parents. She had no savings, from what I understand, because she put all her money into this house that wasn't in her name. Um, and she put all this money in this laser cutting machine that now she couldn't afford to ship across country, so she could at least make money making jewelry. So her life started spiraling out of control. She suffers from depression. She talks about it on her social media. And this week, she says, financial abuse is fucked and has left me in a really fucking bad place. Only only fangirls and SWs. If I can tell you one thing, don't let your partner be the only one who can access that money/account, no matter how much you trust somebody. And for the love of God, don't use your hard earned money to fund a man's life or to grow their business, because they'll be quick to act like that didn't happen after they discard you. If anyone has any ideas to make some extra money to hopefully speed up this process, please let me know. I'm working so hard already, and I don't want to ask for help money on socials or try to crowdfund because people constantly accuse me of begging or lying when I do. LOL. So she shared this to her story where she talks about how she's sick of the comments. And then I'm going to give you my opinion.
I'm really fed up with people in my comment section thinking they know everything when I can't talk about too much without affecting the legalities of it all with what's going on with my breakup and like all that. But I just want to put it out there. When I talk about my grief and my pain, I am not fucking talking about missing him or like being like, oh, like he broke up with me. It's not about the heartbreak of it all. I'm fucking over that. He treated me like shit. It is everything to do with the financials of it all, the logistics of it all, the fact that I am now without when I contributed stuff. and I'm having to fight for it. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. I'm having to come up with more money than one person ever should fucking have to come up with on their own. And I am working, and it's so frustrating for people who like see a couple of videos on Instagram and just like assume stuff. It's so annoying for you guys to be like, oh, get over it. Like, unfollow me. And I'm just fucking exhausted. I'm not coping. I'm depressed. I'm tired. I'm having to work fucking so much. I'm really, and even then, I'm struggling to even pay for anything like in full. I'm literally having to look into financial hardship for my car. Like, I can barely even afford to put petrol in it right now. Like, there's just so much that you guys don't know, and I'm fucking exhausted. Like, truly, genuinely, emotionally exhausted, mentally exhausted, physically exhausted. And it's just so frustrating to see people, I don't know, like making assumptions that they don't need to make them when you could just be kind. So that's, I guess, my PSA. I wish I could say more. I can't at the moment, but unfortunately, I am in a financial position that I shouldn't have to be in because I made really good money and I worked really hard for those things. And at the moment, I'm without. Anyway, that's my little rant. Basically, you guys don't know the full story because I'm not allowed to tell it at the moment. And yeah, I'm struggling. So please just be fucking nice to me because yeah, I've lost everything, and because I've lost everything, I feel like I'm also losing my identity at the moment because I can't afford anything that makes me feel like myself. So yeah.
Deirdre, me and you have the same reaction. Girl, girl. Okay, it is hard to have sympathy for her because, like Lady E. Portland says, made really bad decisions. And her number one bad decision was not keeping her own money, like she says, separate in her own account. Keep your money separate until you're married. I did it. Okay. My husband and I lived together. We got married when my son was 3 years old. Okay. Fun fact. So we have separate accounts. We still have separate accounts. I have no money in mine, but we still have separate accounts. But, you know, unless you are legally married to a dude, keep your money separate. And if you're not legally married to a dude and you guys are living together, sharing a car, and you're putting in money for everything, get your name on the shit as tenants in common. Just saying, from a former real estate paralegal, okay, there is something called tenants in common for unmarried couples, okay, and just go to an attorney, have them draw up a deed, tenants in common. That's it. Protect yourself. So I agree with Deirdre, girl. I also see the comments in here about, her hair, her nails, and glam. Yeah, she's crying about not being able to put gas in her car, but she has a nice pedicure. I mean, manicure. One of my nails is broken. I still haven't gotten it fixed yet, but I will. So, yeah, I see all the comments about the glam. So, Erica, yes, I get it. You're depressed. Um, you're working tons of hours, you're exhausted. That's what happens when you have to start from scratch. I've done it once before in my life. I'm sure everybody watching me has done it at least once before in their lives. And just life lesson. Exactly. Exactly. Life lesson. Yep, they don't come easy. We've all been there. Yep, Wendy, I'm sure she got a pedicure too. Yep. I'm sure she did. I'm sure. Okay. So, did I mention I'm so glad Amini is no longer on our screens, even though we replaced her with Jasmine? But that's another story. So, she's back from her family vacay where she spent the whole time on TikTok Live and posting to her stories about Shekinah. Yeah, that vacay. She's back. And, she just has to hang on, trying to be relevant and just say, yes, Matt is actually divorcing me to marry Annie. Yes, all it is continuing. I'm really fearful that they may be on happily ever after or some shit. Like, ugh. But we won't have to see them for now. Congratulations to Matt He is now a professional personal trainer. Okay, he's all certified and all that. Congratulations. Shekinah, okay, talking about how people talk shit about her plastic surgeries, but why would she lie when she's been totally transparent? I found this kind of funny.
These trolls on the internet saying that I've had lipo, I've had a BBL, I've had my body done. That is crazy. First of all, I've never been thick enough to have fat transfer. Like, I don't think you guys realize, but you actually have to, like, have some meat on your bones in order to have a BBL because they suck it out of one place and put it in another. And I've always kind of been underweight. So that's impossible for me. And I work out in the gym. I eat well and I take care of myself. So for you guys to say that kind of thing is so insulting for all the hard work I've done. But it's fine. I understand there's a lot of jealousy out there. You have to say what you have to say to feel better about yourself. Also, don't you think it would be kind of crazy for somebody who's so transparent like me to omit surgeries or lie about surgeries? It's like I've admitted to having 3 facelifts.
So there you go. So she kind of like, why would I lie? Okay, I've admitted to having 3 facelifts, people. If I had a BBL, I would just fucking say it. I think Amini was talking shit about her surgeries, and I don't even know. I don't know. Yeah, I know, Lady Portland, three facelifts. Like, holy shit. Mark and Mina flashback to the wedding, and of course, the real star of the show, Maria. Now, Mina, I totally agree with her on this. She says those little magic words you have to teach your babies. Please, thank you, sorry, you're welcome, goodbye, and so on. By don't of inoculating them, they become natural to others. Yes, I agree. You need to teach manners to the little ones when they're little because then it's ingrained in them. Okay. I get so many compliments on how polite my son is because I ingrained that shit in him when he was little. Okay. Just saying. So, and then we have Aaliyah. Okay, I'm feeling that we're gonna see Aaliyah and Sean on the next season of Last Resort. We shall see. And we have Joan, Greg, and Mama Lucille, and we have Jessica and Juan living out their Titanic moment. Now, I just have a question. Okay. You guys remember Devin and you know how her marriage to Nick is over. Her and Stadler are buddy buddies. Okay. They are like besties for life. So Stadler posted this. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live and why? And Devin replies, your place. And Stadler replies, come on over, baby. So are they being cheeky? I don't know. Is it going over my head? I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Now, yes, I did hear Varya, Jeffrey Pascal's Varya, Miss I'm a prison wife, but I'm living the adventure life. Yes, she was arrested in Tennessee on theft charges. From what I understand, they stole her and her boyfriend. I thought she was Jeffrey Pascal's prison wife, but her and her boyfriend allegedly stole from a convenience store like $1,000 worth of shit from a convenience store, like all the chicken sandwiches or some shit. I don't know. I'm confused because the last time I looked at Varya's page, she, was posting that she was traveling all over the place and living this prison wife, travel adventure life. I mean, I don't follow her. I went to go check her page today. Her last post was on the 4th of July. She was so happy to be, American. And the rest of her page is like her travel adventures. So I'm confused. Why are her and her boyfriend stealing chicken sandwiches from a convenience store? Like, what the fuck? Jeffrey is in jail for 18 years, I believe. Something crazy like that. Yeah. So, now speaking of weird cast members and what the fuck is going on, Paul. Okay. I did a video last week about this Paul Karini's baby daddy situation. Paul had uploaded to Instagram an 8-minute phone call where Karini's baby daddy basically admitted that they are trying to fraud immigration. Okay. So Paul posted this to his story yesterday, and you could see his mom's comment, which to me is totally heartbreaking. Okay, so he posed, would the world be better off if I was dead? Yes or no? And his mom commented, Paul, why would you post this? Can you imagine logging onto Instagram and seeing this shit posted by your son who was in Brazil? You're in Kentucky. Like, the fuck? Okay, so then Paul says, his Diusa is filing a police report against me and Karini because the image of the woman on Karini account, Karini said was my girlfriend. Now remember, I reported on this that uh, supposedly Paul hacked Karini's account, posted a picture of himself, and said I run this account, and then posted a picture of some chick that we were all assuming to be his girlfriend. Okay, so I'm assuming this is the chick he's talking about. Karini said was my girlfriend. Please remove the woman Karini posted on her account saying she was my girlfriend. Karini only did that to attack that girl's psychological, and the woman is a victim. She is innocent and not involved in anything. Please remove her images on everything. Thank you. Okay? Then right before I went live, and I was gonna upload it, but I said, you know something, the whole thing is in Portuguese. Okay. So basically, we hear a woman yelling at Paul as he's walking out the door. It's like a minute, okay? And he puts his shoes on, he puts his flip flops on, and the woman is handing him his phone like this, handing him his phone, screaming at him in Portuguese. And he's saying something back to her in Portuguese. I don't quite know what the fuck is going on, but like, Paul, please. Okay, Stephanie, Sam and Citra's baby is huge. They moved into a bigger house. They moved out of where they were living with their father-in-law, with Sam's father, I'm sorry. The last I saw, Citra was trying to rehome her dogs because I guess she couldn't take them to the new house for whatever reason. And that is basically it. They visited some states. They went to California, I believe, and they were shocked by the prices in California. And that's basically what they have been up to. So today's Thursday. You know what that means, right? Rachel has a new song. I'm not going to torture you guys with it. Her songs are giving me a headache, and honestly, they are becoming quite repetitive. And I'm working on content with this. Okay, I have been speaking with John, and hopefully I will be able to get his story out to you guys. He really does not want to have a war of words with Rachel. There's many reasons behind it that he has confided in me, and because I promised him I wouldn't say anything yet. As you can see, I am keeping my promise. But you guys, please stay tuned, and if you can, join my membership, because that's where I will release the tea that I have about this whole John Rachel thing on my membership first. and then I'll release it publicly. But if you're on my membership, you'll get the tea first. So I think for $6 a month, my membership's a pretty good deal. So yeah. So it's Thursday, and Rachel released part, I don't know what is this, 72 of her song. Nothing really notable. She calls John Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, yeah. So happy birthday to River. Screaming happy birthday to River, okay? River has never done anything to me. He's actually kind of cool. Happy birthday to River. But happy birthday to Mohammed. Yeah, happy birthday, bro. Are you kidding me? I mean, this dude, if anyone's a fucking narcissistic scammer in the 90 Day franchise, is this fucking dude, okay? Because, first of all, not only did he totally use Eve for a green card, Eve has an autistic son. You know that she has an autistic son. Okay, so you're using her for a green card, and then you were willing to have her jailed on possibly felony assault charges for something. She threw something at you after she found out you were cheating on her and planning on leaving once you got your green card and your papers in order. Like, has everyone forgotten about that? How the tell all showed the messages between Mohammed and his side chick that he was going to leave Eve for? Does everybody forget about this? But no, it's Mohammed's birthday, so happy birthday, bro. So, since it's Mohammed's birthday, I'm gonna do a little flashback because Mary Pants was the one that broke that story 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago now. My goodness, it seems many, many moons ago. Okay. She was the one that Mohammed's mistress, side chick, whatever you want to call her, got a hold of first, okay? And she was the one that she gave the text messages to. So Mary Pants and I worked on this, and Mary Pants asked me to verify that the phone number that the messages came from were actually Mohammed. Now, you guys remember Mohammed had a really distinctive voice, right? Kind of sounded like Michael Jackson, right? Okay, so this is the flashback to the time when Mary verified that the phone number was actually Mohammed's. I apologize in advance for the angle of this video. This was 2.5 years ago. I've gotten a lot better at doing things since then. Okay, so check this out. In honor of Mohammed's birthday, that time I crank called Mohammed.
Hello?
And now, if that's not Mohammed, then I don't know what the hell. Okay? So, happy birthday, bro. A little flashback to the time that I prank called you to verify that it was your number messaging your side chick. Oh, the memories. The memories. Um, Pau is apparently moving to Vegas. I wonder if Russ knows this. She was house hunting in Vegas. I wonder if Russ is in on this. I don't know. Happy birthday to Sophie's mom Claire. And Sophie is doing kickboxing. I mean, I don't know if it's related to when she got punched in the mouth, but hey, at least she will be able to defend herself now. Mahogany does an answer a question sesh. We have seen more of Mahogany since Ben has passed away. Okay. When she was married to him and he was alive, you would not see her on social media at all. Now it's like every freaking day. Okay. So yeah. And before I let you guys go, just a couple of miscellaneous updates. We have Anfisa, we have Sinjin and his woman Shan, we have Ari and Avi hanging out in the swimming pool. We have Daniel and Amber from Love in Paradise. Daniel hanging out with his adorable little boy. We have Scarlett. And we have Liz's daughter, Riley. So adorable 90 Day Kids. We have Brittany showing off her boobs. And you guys have Menopausal Queen to thank for this Scott picture. Okay. So E. Scott says, I had a great workout back in Michigan, 54, but I feel 24 and I look 44. Whatever makes you feel better, Jude. Whatever helps you sleep at night. Just saying. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for watching me. Thank you, everyone, for your support. Thank you, Maria. I dropped the mic for bringing me in on the leader story. I really, really greatly appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, in my live chat. Thank you, everybody that's watching my replay. Please like, subscribe, double check that you are subscribed, share my video with a friend or 10. Please consider joining my membership and please check out my merchandise. I finally, after doing this for almost 3 years, you guys, okay, I finally figured out how to set up a YouTube merchandise shop. And I did it all by myself without my son's help. I just want to say. Okay, so go check it out. Thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.